try it again. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Boosted Motorsports. Today's video we're going to be working on the Dodge Dakota RT, and we are still following up with the tune on the cam. So we put a high lift cam in there from IMM. It's his spec cam. If you guys are interested in that, you guys can reach out to IMM Engines. He'll get you guys set up or whatnot if you guys are interested in the same cam as I have. But without further ado, we're going to be loading a new tune from Flying Ryan Performance with HP Tuners. We're going to be putting that in there. But just to get you guys caught up on the quick backstory. So I was having a little bit of issues at idle. It seemed to be running lean. So in discussion with Ryan, we were talking whether or not that was due to an exhaust leak on my wideband O2 or whether it's something else. So I ended up fixing the exhaust leak. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start it up right now, and I just want to check before I upload the new tune that he sent me. So he sent me a new file, but I want to start it up and just double check. I want to see if it's still reading lean at idle. So we're going to go ahead, start this thing up. I'll let it warm up, get up to temperature, and see if it's still pegging lean, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got it running and still not quite up to temperature yet, but you can see this is a different, hopefully you guys can see that. It was getting really lean on our wideband O2 sensor, so I'm gonna let it get up to temperature and see if it starts pegging lean or if it's staying in the right area. All right, so electric fan kicked on, so she's up to temperature. Sounds good. So it does look like that exhaust leak was affecting our wideband O2 sensor reading. I don't know if you guys can see without the glare. So it's kind of bouncing around 15 or so, which isn't bad for idle. So once we get it completely sealed up too, it might probably, I kind of just temporarily fixed it until I get some exhaust work. Because the exhaust work that's back there is not the greatest, but at least right now, before it was pegging like full lean. So looks like we're in good shape. So let's load up that new tune. Okay, so we're gonna turn the truck off. I'll get rid of this dinging for a second. We're going to take our MPVI2 from HP Tuners, plug it into our OBD2 port, and then we're going to take the other end of our USB, we're going to plug it into our computer, and with the USB installed, we can turn our ignition back to the run position. It's going to turn off all our fans and all that stuff. And then we're going to go over here. We've got the new tune from Flying Ryan, so it's already opened with the VCM suite, and we're just going to go to this little chip with the red arrow, and that's going to write it to the vehicle. So you're going to click write, and it's going to tell us to cycle the key in a second. So there you go, cycle the key. So we're going to turn it off. 1, 2, 3. Turn to the on, and then we're going to click OK, and this takes about 3.5 minutes to write it again. So we'll let that run its course, and then we'll continue. All right, so it's completed. It says cycle the key. So that's pretty much it. We can fire her back up. So let's see how she runs. Shifting a bit early, but sounds a lot better with no exhaust leak. All right guys, so it's shifting about 4,500 when this thing, I believe he set the shift points to 5,600. So I've got a screwdriver with me. I'm going to tighten up that TV cable and see if we can get our shift points a little bit higher. Look at that, someone blew out 2 spark plugs on the side of the road. But we'll worry about our stuff here. So here's the clip. Just use a little screwdriver. I probably can't do it with one hand, but just got to dislodge this. Let's see what kind of shift we got now. Still 4,500. So we got to figure something out with these shifts. So it's shifting at 4,500, and it seems like when I tighten the cable, I don't know if I got to double check my fluid. Sometimes if your fluid's a little bit off, because it's happened to me before, if it's even like half a quart low, it won't shift on the right time. So we'll double check it and see what we can come up with, but it's supposed to be shifting well over 5 to take advantage of the intake and the cam and everything else we did. Okay, so the truck's in neutral. We'll just double check our transmission fluid right now. So it looks good, nothing too crazy. Pretty much just at the max line, so if anything we could take it down a tiny bit, but not anything too high or too crazy. All right guys, so I'm just using my Mighty Vac and I'm gonna pull out just a tiny bit of fluid, maybe just having it a tiny bit over, maybe affecting it. I also readjusted my TV cable, and the way I did it was another way I saw online, which was to fully max out your throttle, like just manually. So pull it fully tight and then pull your cable tight and then bring it in about 1/8 of an inch and then set your clip. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's almost as if you're flooring it. You max this out and you pull this back to put tension on this and then put it in about 1/8 of an inch and then set your clip. And that's supposed to give you the ideal setting. So it actually was, you know, overly tight if anything. So I'm gonna try and take out a tiny bit of fluid and see if maybe that was what was causing it to shift a little bit early. So I just checked it. It's still a tiny bit over the max, so we'll go ahead and we'll pull out a little bit more. All right, so the level seems a little bit better now. We adjusted the TV cable. It's not like I took out much. Maybe half a quart, a quarter a quart. So I don't know, let's see if it does anything different. Perfect. Woo, that's all it was. How crazy is that, you guys? So just with the fluid overfilled a little bit, and not like crazy, but that was enough to, I guess, make too much line pressure and to cause it to shift early. Feels good. Let's try it again. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for the update for today. So let's just recap. If you guys are in the situation, you have the same truck as me. Part of the thing was when I filled it the last time, I filled it out on the street, so probably maybe was not perfectly level, the transmission that is. So obviously I put a tiny bit more, but nothing crazy. Like there might have been an extra half a quart or maybe a little bit less than that in there. So nothing like crazy up the stick, but it was enough, I think, between that and the TV cable, that was enough to make it shift early. Also, it was kind of doing some funny stuff down low. It was revving out and holding the shift a lot longer between the 1 and 2 shifts. So now it seems perfectly normal. So I'm glad that that's all sorted out. As you can see, it's revving to about 5,600 or so. So we're getting our full swing, and like I was mentioning with the cam and the intake, our power's up top. So now we're taking advantage of where we've moved the power range on the car or truck. So that's pretty much a wrap. So what's gonna happen next is I'm gonna do that data log. I did a bit of data logging. I'll send that back to Ryan. He'll take a look and we'll tweak it in a bit. So it's pretty good now, honestly, you guys. So it's almost to a point where we can, you know, just use it the way it is, but I'm sure he's gonna tweak it up just slightly as well, because that's what he does. He just makes it a little bit better. So as far as what needs to be done on the tune, everything looks like it's good in check. He can maybe, get some gains in a few spots. It might be a little bit conservative in some places, so we can probably, squeeze a bit more out of it. And the other thing is, it doesn't quite want to die when you slow down, but it still does dip a little bit. So I don't know if that's something we'll just have to live with the cam on and that, or if he's going to clean that part of it up. But it doesn't die, but you just see the RPMs dip when you come to a stop. So that's the only thing. The other thing is it's like 100 degrees here. So depending on what we do with this truck for now, we might put AC back in it just temporarily, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, you guys know what to do. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your bell if you're new to the channel so you're notified of all the latest videos. We'll see you guys on the next video.